Hello, I'm Rebecca from the Middleton Public Lands Recreation and Forestry Department. You'll be glad to hear that my labor negotiations resumed last night. My cameraman is back with a little bit of an attitude, let's be honest. However, I would have to say that Molly and Zeus could not come to an equitable agreement and therefore are not scheduled to make an appearance in this video. We'll see how that goes. While I was in graduate school, I took a stress management facilitations technique class. Dr. Jack Curtis was the instructor of this class, and he is now retired working with professional baseball teams, so you'll have to keep that in mind. It was one of the hardest classes that I took simply because it was very difficult to stay engaged in that class. Dr. Curtis had a very monotone voice and had his whole class just like that. So while it worked great for our stress management and relaxation techniques, it was very difficult to stay engaged during the rest of the class. After graduating and finishing up my master's degree, I routinely presented sessions on stress management. And I also did a lot of fitness before coming back to working full-time at Public Lands Recreation and Forestry. I incorporate a lot of the techniques that I learned in the stress management class into my everyday yoga classes. Now, before you get all anxious that today we might be meditating, I want you to keep a couple of things in mind. Let's think of this as the pieces they are. First of all, we're going to do a stress management technique tonight. It involves focusing the mind and breathing. Think about your breath for a second. It drives so many of our emotions. What happens to you when you get excited? When you get nervous? What happens when you get angry or frustrated? You probably won't be very happy with me, but the family I grew up with, the youngest member of that family, when they would get angry, would hold their breath basically until they turned blue, as just a sign of defiance in many ways. So our breath often derives our activity, our feelings, what's going on within ourselves. So today I'm going to walk you through a bit of a progressive relaxation technique, a stress management technique. Some people call it meditation, but it's something you can use just about anywhere. It's a countdown technique. So what do we mean by that? We are going to count down numbers and work with our breath. In order to do that, we need to do a few things. First, I need you to get comfortable. So if sitting up like I am and having me yap at you for the next few minutes is not comfortable and your body is going to be telling you that it's not comfortable, don't do it. Lay down, use the couch, lay on your side, lay on your back. If you notice in laying on your back, you've got some low back tension, bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, use a bolster to help elevate your hips. If you're seated, put your back up against the wall so that you have some more support. Anywhere that you can get comfortable and allow yourself to focus on this activity. Sometimes when we start working on breathing techniques, we tend to yawn a lot. And it's okay. It's going to happen to a lot of us because when we start working on breathing, our brain and our body tend to get a little bit confused. They're not sure about what's happening because you are breathing probably more efficiently and effectively than you might otherwise. So a yawn, which is a response to changing conditions in your body, that's in essence what it is, will often happen when you start focusing in on that breath. So don't worry about it. It's going to be part of the process. So to get ourselves started here with this relaxation technique called the countdown technique, progressive relaxation type of technique, I want you to assume a comfortable position. So let's find that comfortable position. I'll take a few moments pause here to allow you to get situated. Once you're in a comfortable position, I'm going to encourage you to close your eyes. And if you're not used to doing that, that can be somewhat uncomfortable, and you're going to want to peek one eye open or maybe pop both eyes open. But if you close your eyes, ultimately the only person you can focus on is yourself. Now, my 14-year-old may argue with you on that, but you're looking at the back of your eyelids, and I personally don't know what the back of your eyelids look like. That's the only person that you can focus on. So let's try closing our eyes. It helps us become internal. And then once we've closed our eyes, we've settled into that relaxation pose, I want you to take a deep breath, but this is how I'm going to encourage you to do it. I want you to inhale so that you notice your belly go out, your rib cage go out, your lungs are getting bigger, the whole chest cavity is filling with air. And then as you exhale, you're going to exhale out your mouth so it all comes in. So again, we want to inhale, it could be mouth and nose, maybe it's just mouth, maybe it's just nose. Inhale, expand, exhale, release. So if you're not used to this is going to take a few moments of practicing this breath. You want to inhale, expand, exhale, release. If you've ever watched an infant breathe, this is how they breathe. Inhale, expand, exhale, release. Somewhere along the way, we're conditioned to take these short, shallow chest breaths, or that we suck in to take an inhale. It's counterproductive. We want to inhale, we want to expand, we want to exhale, we want to release. Thoughts are going to pop into your head. They always do. And the purpose of me guiding you is to give you a place to put your focus. So if you can try listening to the words, maybe you imagine them, maybe you picture them, maybe you just hear them. But listen to the words of this countdown technique. Starting with the number 10, we're going to count all the way down to 0, becoming more and more relaxed with each exhalation. Think about taking an inhale, and as you exhale, feel free to say it softly to yourself, or maybe silently, the number 10. Take a breath in, and you breathe out. Say to yourself, 9. Relaxing more deeply. 8. Relaxing deeper and deeper. 7. Serene and calm. 6. I feel more and more relaxed. 5. Deeper and deeper. 4. Becoming light. 3. Profoundly relaxing. 2. Deeper and deeper. 1. Very, very relaxed. 0. Ultimate relaxation. Now allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper with each exhalation. You should feel an emotional calm tranquil and serene feelings. Feelings of security and a calm peace. Trying to get a quiet inner confidence, a good feeling about yourself, and relaxation. Let's study once more the feelings that come with relaxation. Let your muscles switch off. Feel good about everything. Calm and secure feelings make you more and more tranquil and peaceful. I invite you to continue to breathe here. I like to read this book, which is entitled Positive Quotes for Every Day. And when I opened it to April 2nd, this is in part what it said. One little step after another, perseverance will accomplish all things. Today, if a job or a task tires or deflates me, I will not give in until it is finished. I will persevere, and my perseverance will make me proud. Now we're going to count from the number 1 to the number 3. Silently say each number as you take a deep breath. Open your eyes when you count to 3. Welcome back to that place you started. Although I guided you completely through this exercise tonight, this is an exercise that can very easily be done just about anywhere. When I teach it in my yoga class, I don't give them as much direction. I simply tell them to start with the number 10, and each time you exhale, you say that number quietly to yourself until you get all the way to 0. Trying to relax a little more with every exhalation. When you get to 0, take a few moments, relish in that sense of calm. Allow yourself to be. And then think about taking 3 deep breaths, counting back up, 1, 2, 3, and bringing yourself back to the here, the now. I like to use this exercise as a way to ground myself, allow for a little peace and quiet, maybe step away from things that are causing me great stress. Hopefully, you find it helpful. Until we meet again, I'm Rebecca from Public Lands Recreation Forestry. Thank you for joining me.